Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. I'm back with episode 8 of Pickpocket Bets. We had a great episode yesterday. I told you guys about that player prop parlay. I think it was let me check. I think it was a eight legger. Yeah, the eight leg same game parlay. Um, the shit cashed. We cashed out at 194 on that. I actually placed the ticket twice because I was that confident in it. So I ended up cashing like $400. Um, I was very confident in that player prop parlay. It was a lot of safe picks. It really came down to the wire because Kyrie got 20, but like the second he scored 20 points, he got pulled for the rest of the game. So I feel bad for anyone that took like 25 or anything else because I was just playing it safe. 20 was minus 6,000 and he only scored 20 points. So that was kind of sus. And then Andrew Wiggins like had 14 points, and then the game ended up going into OT, and he ended up scoring again in overtime, which was great for me, obviously. So yeah, I guess overall it doesn't really matter how close it was because it hit, it cashed. I did probably like 45 minutes of just like stat scrapping, looking on like StatMuse and like other websites to just try to figure out like one of the key things is looking up like what's a player's career average versus this team. Well, like if I think Jamal Murray, for instance, is going to go off today, that the Nuggets are playing the Warriors at home. I looked up Jamal Murray's stats against the Warriors. He's never played a good game. I mean, I think the maximum amount of points he scored is like 15. So it's like really smart to see like how a player it like has their career stats match up with what you want to bet, because if you're trying to throw super fat on someone and statistically speaking they don't play well against that team, it's probably not a smart deal. So I have another big player prop for you guys today. I'd love for you guys to tail it. I gave you guys a winning ticket yesterday. I mean, it was literally on the podcast. I said it before it happened. So I'm getting this one up a lot earlier. I waited yesterday really late because I didn't know who was going to play. And that's kind of the problem with the NBA is like, if I don't know who's going to start, I'm not going to throw down, hella money on someone to win the game if like they get ruled out, 30 minutes before the game starts and then my bet's fucked. So I really like sometimes got to wait on the injury reports. So I guess in that case, it's not really in my control. But enough said. We had a great day yesterday. Let's have a great day today again. I think overall in like the 7 episodes, there's been a winning ticket in like 3 of them at least. So and there was one day where I was almost perfect on the NHL. I can't remember what it was. And I also mentioned how I'm going to start being more consistent with this. So let's get into it today. And also last thing I will mention, I'm going to start using my TikTok to advertise this a little bit more. I'm going to throw the link in my bio, start putting my pics on TikTok too. So hopefully if you guys come to TikTok and see this video, just know that I'm going to start using TikTok to kind of start advertising for it. I want to make this podcast bigger. And I'm going to start getting more consistent. So with all of that being said, let's get into today. So today we really only have an NBA slate because the NHL is on the All-Star break. So there's not really anything to talk about with them. I can kind of go into I'll talk about the Super Bowl a little bit today, but like, I'm not going to give any picks necessarily or like, player props or anything, just because we have the Pro Bowl next week. So there's still enough time to where like, I don't need to rush into that. That's content we can save for later. First game of the day for the NBA, we got Lakers visiting the Pacers. I'm actually currently in Chicago. I really actually wanted to drive down to Indiana to watch this game as I'm a huge LeBron fan and a Lakers fan. But it didn't really work out with my schedule, so I decided not to. But Lakers are visiting Indiana. If I'm being straight up with you, like this is gonna be a close game until the end. I would expect that with LeBron and AD playing, they're going to win the game. I think this is the first game. Halliburton is now finally a game time decision for the first time in like 13 games. And I think their record in those games where he wasn't playing was like they won, like they beat the Bulls and they lost every single game. So clearly Halliburton makes a big difference for the franchise. And he's a game time decision for the first time in about 13 games. So he's questionable. Don't know if he's going to play. Obviously, there's going to be some rust with his first game back after missing that much time. Just I'm going to stick with Lakers money line. I just think that LeBron and AD are going to be able to put up enough points to beat them. I mean, I think the Knicks are better than the Pacers, and they handled the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. I can see them also handling the Pacers. AD is considered a game time decision. He is probable, and LeBron is considered a questionable, but like he's been questionable for like every single game this year, basically. And the only reason he didn't play against Brooklyn was because of the back-to-back. And they're not coming off like any weird game or anything. I mean, they were both healthy. They had a day's rest. And I'm trying to check. Do they play Friday? Yeah, they don't even play Friday. So it's not even like he'd need to be resting for a back-to-back or anything today. So I expect everyone to play, and I expect the Lakers to win the game. Over under set at 240.5. I'd probably take the over. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really like. I'm gonna start moving away from over unders just because in the NBA, I don't think it's. I think it's really really hard to analyze over unders. So for that reason, yeah, I guess I would take over 240.5, but don't quote me on it. The next up, we got Memphis visiting Cleveland. I'm gonna stick with Cavs money line here. Levert is a game time decision, which I mean, in my opinion, doesn't really change that much. He is questionable, but they got Garland, they got Mitchell, they got Okoro, Mobley, and Allen all starting at home. I'm gonna say the Cavs take this one. I'll take Cavs money line. I could see it going over 224, if anything, but I don't know. Tough decision on that one. And then next up, we got Miami visiting New York. So like Mitchell Robinson, in my opinion, makes a big difference for the Knicks because he's so good defensively that like I think I'm gonna give the edge to Miami. They're fully healthy. They got Hero in the lineup, Butler in the lineup, Oladipo in the lineup. Oh, excuse me. I did not mean to say all. I meant to say Adebayo. And then yeah, so Oladipo's probably not playing today, but they got Adebayo, Butler, and Hero all healthy. I'm gonna take Miami money line. I'll give them the edge in this game. Low key, I would take the under 215.5 just because both teams kind of like slow the pace down and play defense, but don't quote me on it. And then next up, we got Charlotte visiting Chicago. For this game, like low key, I'm taking the Hornets. LaMelo has been playing really, really good. The Bulls have been playing really, really bad, and yeah, I'm gonna take Hornets money line in an upset in this game. And for the over under 237, I would probably stick. I'd probably stick with. It's such a hard call because like neither of the teams play defense, but every time I bet the over on the Bulls, it misses. So take the under. I don't know. Take the under. And then next up we got the Pelicans visiting the Mavericks. I'm gonna take Mavericks money line on this one. I mean, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory. They're at home. Luke is playing. The Pelicans have been playing horribly recently, and obviously they're gonna get a bounce back win at some point. I just don't expect it to come against the Mavericks on the road, so I'm gonna stick with the Mavericks. And then we got Golden State visiting Denver, and the thing with like Curry right now is a game time decision, Clay is a game time decision, and Draymond's a game time decision, and they're all game time decisions because of rest. So if Steve Kerr is gonna rest those three guys, I'm not taking anything that has the Warriors related to it. I'm taking Denver money line. Even if those guys do play, I'm still taking Denver money line. I think they win at home. Well, now Denver's minus 670. So clearly the sports books think that they're gonna sit. Yeah, I would say the Nuggets are like a safe like leg in a parlay, I guess. I wouldn't really touch the spread. I would say Warriors plus 12 is probably a better idea, but I mean, clearly, I came to the same conclusion as Vegas did that those guys aren't playing, and that's why Denver's so heavily favorited. So I would stick with Denver. And last but not least, we got the Clippers going into Milwaukee. This game kind of threw me back and forth just because the Bucks like I used to like the Bucks used to be a great defensive team, and if you just look at their like last few games, it's just like it's crazy to me. Sorry, just a sec. Like their last five, they've given up 124 to Charlotte, lost. Or excuse me, they won that game, but they gave up 100. I said that completely wrong. They gave up 115 to Charlotte, 110 to New Orleans, 131 to the Pacers, 99 to Denver. That was a low scoring game, but then 130 to Detroit. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like their defense just susses me out, and Clippers are fully healthy, despite they don't have John Wall. That's the only person they're missing. So I would stick with Clippers money line. I think it's value, and they're underdogs today. So that's my pick for that game. I take Clippers money line. I'd also would take the over, based off what I just said with all those high scoring games. I would definitely take the over of 230.5. And then so today, this is my big play of the day. I think it's a lock. I wouldn't have placed it if I didn't think it was gonna hit. My player prop parlay today. I recommend you guys tailing this. Yesterday it hit. And I think this one's gonna hit today too. So to start, it's an 11 legger, but keep in mind all these are gonna be pretty safe legs that I mean, I could go into all of the numbers and the data that I do on my own. You guys don't want to listen to that. No one has time for that. So I'm just going to tell you what the legs are. You guys can make your own distinction, whether you think it's smart or not. So first leg, we're starting off with LeBron, 6 assists or more. I think his like lifetime average in Indiana is 6.6, but I have faith that he's going to get 6 or more assists today. Russell Westbrook to score 10 or more points. I don't think he scored less than 10 points in the last like 10 or 15 games. And also his career against Indiana, he's never scored below 10. So I'm taking Russell Westbrook 10 points or more. And then to kind of piggyback LeBron, I expect LeBron to score 20 points or more. His average in Indiana for lifetime career is like 27.5. He's averaging about 28 on the year. I think LeBron to score 20 points is a very safe pick. And I'm also going to throw in there Anthony Davis to score 20 points or more. First game back, I think he scored 21. And then against the Celtics, he had like 27, or maybe that's wrong. It might have been, no, that was against the Knicks. He had 27. I think Anthony Davis scores 20 points or more. So I'm taking that. And then we got Nikola Jokic. I'm taking Jokic to go for 20. I don't think the Warriors have a true center, and also Jamal Murray is kind of the other scorer on that team. I looked up the stats on Jamal versus the Warriors. He literally has never scored more than like 17 or 15, like I was talking about earlier. So I'm sticking with Jokic to score 20. It's a safe number. He averages 26 on the year. I think 25 maybe. And then I'm also taking Jokic 8 rebounds or more. His over under set at like 10.5. I think he averages about 11, and kind of building off my point, the Warriors don't really have a true center. So I'm going to take Jokic 20 and 8 rebounds. And then moving on to Darius Garland. I'm taking Darius Garland 6 assists or more. He's having a really good year, and he's averaging around 8 to 10 against the Grizzlies. So I'm going to stick with Garland 6 assists or more. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of tired this morning. I'm not trying to yawn. Jalen Brunson was a dog against the Lakers, and I think Jalen Brunson is a dog. And I'm going to take Jalen Brunson to score 20 or more at home against the Heat. I don't think that the Knicks are going to win the game, but I have faith that Brunson scores 20 or more. And then I'm going to take LaMelo Ball 20 or more points as well. He had a triple-double yesterday, played really, really well. And in his career against Chicago, he's only ever scored less than 20 points once, and he shot 13% from the field when he did that. So I guess I'm having faith that he, shoots about 40% and puts about 22, 23 up. Pretty average game for him. And then we also got, Luka is just an absolute stud. He's a scoring machine. His over-under on points are set at like 34.5 every time. I'm taking Luka to score 25 or more points. I think that's a very safe leg. And then to close all of this out, Kawhi Leonard to score 20 or more points. I have faith that it's gonna be a high scoring game. Kawhi is 100% playing and starting. I think it's safe that he gets 20 or more, and that whole parlay together is plus 548 right now on FanDuel. I put down $100 to win 648. So I have a lot of faith in this. Yesterday I hit for like 400, like I said. So theoretically, I'm really not losing any money by betting on this because I'm just using my past winnings. But I have high confidence that this parlay is going to hit. And I hit it yesterday too. I hit my big player prop. One thing I've really been noticing is like even though like the odds can be like, minus 1,500 or minus 550, like you're never going to be able to bet that straight. But if you could stack enough things together in a parlay that are like very, very ideal, or like there's a very good chance of them happening, I think that's kind of where you can like make a lot of money consistently. So I'm really hoping slash praying that this parlay hits, but I have a lot of confidence in it. I would not tell you guys to tail it if I didn't. Um, so yeah, enough with that, I guess. And then so I guess the only other thing to talk about today is the Super Bowl. I had a Bengals Super Bowl future. I'm honestly pretty salty that they lost that game. I don't need to go into like all the details of me disagreeing with the refs and whatnot. The Bengals had a chance to win it at the end, and they couldn't. It was a frustrating game to watch. It quite literally ended in the worst possible way. It could have if you had Bengals money line with that late hit foul, like to just seal the win for Kansas City with no time left. I mean, it was so frustrating. But long story short, the Chiefs are a great football team. Patrick Mahomes is a generational quarterback. This is gonna be an interesting matchup from the standpoint of the Chiefs defense has really surprised me. As of late, like I did not think they would clamp up Burrow as well as they did. I mean, to be fair, like Burrow still played very well, but I mean he threw 2 picks and 1 touchdown, and they didn't get a touchdown at the right before the end of the first half when they got the ball down to the goal line. So I think that the Chiefs have like they deserve the credit for how good their defense has played. And I think that the Eagles, though, on the flip side, have the best offensive and defensive line in the game. I would 100% take Patrick Mahomes over Jalen Hurts, but I don't know if I would take the Chiefs over the Eagles in terms of a team. And I think that's really what it's going to come down to. I think that it's going to come down to like whether, the Chiefs offense is really going to get shut down by the Eagles defense with how physical they are and how good they are. I mean, it's going to be a great game. We got the Pro Bowl first, obviously, but I expect this game to go down to the wire, and I also expect it to be high scoring. I think that the Chiefs are going to pull every trick out of their hat they can to make this a exciting game and to kind of like really make sure they obviously have a chance to win the Super Bowl, which is the goal for any team. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm not going to make any picks or anything. I'll make my picks and player props later for that, but that's all I got for today. Tail that tail that parlay, that 11 leg player prop. It's +5. It's +5. Sorry, it's +548. I think that's major value. My goal is to give you guys a winning ticket. So let's go make some money. Have a good day, guys. And once again, any comments, subscriptions, likes, anything helps. And thank you guys for listening. Have a good one.